How you guys doing today? So I just wanted to make a quick video about something I saw recently about suicide hotlines and why people call them. And what I found, which is something I intuitively already knew and have also gone through myself, but one of the main reasons why especially teens call suicide hotlines is because their parents either feel like they're lying about how they feel, or they just don't believe in it. And that has to be, I have yet to find a word to describe how that feels. I mean, it's almost as if you are just, you're made to feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? These teens and their parents just aren't supportive, and they're calling these hotlines because they don't feel heard or understood. Same thing goes for adults. It's the shame. It gets to a point where it's just like, you are not being validated ever. People are either telling you you're faking, or, secretly saying that you're lazy, like judging you, all these things. Like, you can feel it. You can feel that shit. And so the fact that the primary reason why people are calling suicide hotlines is because they have nowhere to discuss their feelings without being badgered with judgment, or badgered with people, like giving them advice when a person is actually actively in crisis, or like are having thoughts about committing suicide. The only thing that, I would feel is appropriate is, again, a hug or just some compassion, because at the end of the day, God is in control of whether this person lives or dies, or what happens. That's how I feel. Everything's always in divine order. Everybody is not going to make it. There are givens in life that I live by. There are just certain things that we have to accept here. And that is one of them. Death. Nobody controls when nobody leaves here. I have very literally heard stories of people saying that they were being held at gunpoint, and the person was literally trying to kill them. Okay, clicking the trigger, and it didn't pull, and it was a fully loaded weapon. So, again, all kinds of near-death experiences, people who survive all kinds of, and then you have people who just die in their sleep, or just die from some ridiculous freak accident. Like, we don't control any of this down here. And so with that wisdom I carry, it's easier for me to not be pulled down and become so sad over the state of this world. I have to every day remind myself that I'm not God. I'm not in control of anything. I am not in control of nobody's mental health. I am not in control of nothing. Okay, and so with that, I'm able to connect with people in a raw and a real way that's not going to isolate them. It's not going to isolate them. So, we all just have to try and stretch, and be just more compassionate, I know this topic is like really hard. I mean, like, even for me, discussing this with someone who is either actively, really sad, or actively just like, you know what, I'm going to end this. I'm going to end my life when I get a chance to. And so I just feel like keeping the wisdom and knowing that all you have to do is give compassion. If this person is asking you for ways to feel better, that's different. That's a whole other different ballgame. But if they're not asking you, if they are just like I can't deal with life. Ask them why. Because I find that when you ask a person why they think ending their life is the best choice, honestly, 9 out of 10 times, their reasons don't seem so crazy. Because I talk about this in my last video, you know, if you cannot take care of yourself, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. And I remember my mom, God rest her soul, she actually attempted suicide as a teen. And even with her recent illness with cancer, she became very suicidal. And it was something that I inherently just felt and picked up. And again, it doesn't even have to be like, everything always boils down to feeling independent as an adult. Not feeling like you are totally dependent on someone else for anything. My nose ring keeps bothering me. And you're like, why is she bothering her nose? But yeah, I have like 2 piercings here. It's like hanging out. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. So if you know anybody who you feel may be suicidal or is just doing really bad, again, you know, just ask them, is there anything you want to talk to me about? And I promise I won't judge you about it. I'm just concerned about your mental health, or you've been feeling kind of sad lately, like what's going on. If they do, you know, confide in you, you can always reply with something like, wow, that seems pretty rough. I don't know how I would handle that. Or, wow, I can only imagine, that sounds rough. Or, you know, just empathy. I mean, if you have to Google, like, just empathy, you know, compassion. That's it. So you all be well. And I hope everyone's mental health is good today and getting better on this rainy day. Later. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and you can check out the other videos I have on my mental health playlist. Those will be there. And so make sure that you rise now, not later.